What's good, y'all? Here with another video, and today I wanted to talk about emotions. Um, I just been thinking. I'm always thinking, kinda. Sorry, it's 10 degrees outside, so if you hear the heat blaring, that's what that is. I have music in the background of my videos anyway, so it's fine. But the more I think, the more I just realize, like, a lot of the things that happen in the world that humans do, not even just humans, just living organisms in general, a lot of the actions that they do relies on logic and emotion. And not saying that other factors don't go into it, but those two are really important. And I really just kind of dabble into the emotion part because emotion is very much a big part of it. Like a lot of the situations that we have, like wars, why do we get with each other, and start dating? Like, why do we, just why do we do a bunch of things? You know what I mean? And emotion plays a part of a lot of that. So does the logic part. It's like sometimes the logic part doesn't come through though, and emotion just goes over. And I feel like emotion, like when you really think about the wars, like a lot of that is kind of based off emotion. Yeah, there's some logic to it. Maybe you need certain resources or whatever, but I feel like a lot of it really comes with the people in charge having discourse with each other. They're having a debate with each other. They don't like each other's thoughts and opinions, and it leads to something that doesn't need to be, you know? And, that's very unfortunate. But yeah, like, also just thinking about, like, controlling your emotions as well. Like, I remember just thinking about how, like, I think I heard somebody say, like, or like, video, it was like, babies, they cry and they whine because they don't know how to express, like, what they want from you because they can't talk, they can't really do anything. They really don't know anything, so their only thing that they can communicate with is crying. And there's like, it just reminded me of how, like, yeah, babies have a problem with controlling their emotions and using their emotions in the right space, but I feel like we still have that problem as we get older. Probably not on the same level, in some instances, some people maybe, but we have that problem the older we get, but just in different situations. You know what I mean? Like, toddlers kind of whine and cry too because they don't know. You have to teach them stuff, and they're still learning how to communicate, little kids and stuff like that. And then you hit the teenage phase, and a lot of teenagers, whether it's stereotypical in movies or just your average teenager, you going through puberty and you're getting hit with new emotions. Like, you're leaning more towards sadness. A lot of kids get depressed. A lot of people, anxiety. Anxiety is another one. A lot of those, like, raise the bar because you're going through these emotions, and maybe some of those emotions are new to you. You're having new experiences in life, so you're gaining these new emotions, and maybe you don't know how to dwell on them. Maybe you don't know how to control them because you've never been through them. And it can be difficult. You know what I'm saying? You first crush, or like first high school crush, you know what I'm saying, actually get to date and doing different shit, you know what I'm saying? It's different things that you have to deal with in order for you to it's different experiences that you have in life that makes you feel different things in order for you to learn from them. And once you had that sad moment once, it's like, you could probably learn from that, and then the next time it happens, now it's like, okay, I done been through that already. You know what I'm saying? Like, but definitely high school is can be an emotional wreck for a lot of people, especially for people who didn't get bullied. Women, because women are very emotional in a good way, for better or for worse. Men are too, by the way. I'm not leaving them out, but women are known to be more, or they can be more caring, and they go through their own shit too. You know what I'm saying? And while people try to break the stereotype of things, uh, a lot of dudes around my age and like older, it's kind of been put into them like, hey, like, man up. You know what I mean? Like, even if somebody didn't tell you that, or somebody told you, hey, it's okay to show emotion, a lot of men still like hold their emotions in to keep themselves stable, or at least they think that they, like, everything will be okay, like it'll be alright, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. But there are times where you just break down, bro. Like, maybe you don't want to do it around people, whether it's like mentally showing weakness or something. And it's kind of like a I don't know, just a thought, like that you're not even really like, you're not really like doing it on purpose. It's just kind of like a thing that you do. You know what I mean? But it is crazy, and being in relationships and being in, going through a job, and or just somebody making you mad, or something is making you sad, dealing with a death or anything. People have people have to control their emotions, and some do it better than others, but nobody's really perfect at doing it, is what I'm saying. um like, you think about mental health, and you know emotion really comes along with that. And with mental health is very important, especially for well, everybody, but like, I feel like a lot of men should a lot of men should take that into consideration, because it's very important. And that's what I'm saying, because we have a instinct that tells us that, like, you'll be okay, everything will be all right. We don't really like to talk about our feelings, you know. So that's another thing. Not all men, but some men. Most, like I said, it's just certain groups of men have that, but it's been a lot better over time. The mental health awareness and everything it's been it's been getting better, but it also has its negatives, because when you get to a point where social media is like a big part of everything, you're spreading mental health awareness for people who actually have, mental health issues, and they actually need help and they're seeking help. But then you also have people on the internet who want attention, who basically say that they have mental health issues and they have, like, something is wrong with them, when nothing is wrong with them, and they want just somebody to feel bad for them. Or you have people who think that little kids, or like, you dealing in high school, like, you have one bad day, and then people, go on Instagram or Snapchat, during that time or whatever, and then you be like, oh, I'm depressed, when they've only had like one bad day. Like, they had a bad day and they just think that they have depression. that's the negative effects of it, because too many people claim that they have mental health problems and they don't. But there are really people who need help out there. Like me personally, I don't have depression or anything like that. I do get anxious. I am an anxious person. It's gotten better over time. Like when I was a kid, I was pretty anxious. Um, but I've gotten better. I still get anxious at times. I've gotten better at communicating. Like I wasn't really terrible at communicating with people, but it's definitely gotten better. This has helped it, for sure. That's why I kind of like doing this, because it's helping me get better. It's making me get comfortable with the uncomfortable things that with things that I'm uncomfortable with. You know what I mean? And yeah, like it's crazy. It's crazy how um, human emotions really affect, not even just just emotions in general can affect the normal human being, or just any human being. Like it's really it can be sad and it can be happy. Like I just know, like, a lot of people out there need help and they don't really get it. Um, and it's unfortunate because you have times where you need to talk to somebody and you have nobody to talk to. But then you have other instances where you forget that you have people that you can talk to, and you don't really notice it. But but there's also times where you don't want to talk to anybody, or you can't talk to anybody because you're still trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Like, you don't even know what's wrong with you, so it's like, how can you even go communicate with somebody and tell them something when you don't even know what's the problem? And like a lot of the situations, especially with men have that thing. I don't know. They have that mindset of that instinct of just wanting to solve the problem, and it's not like they do it on purpose. It's just like that's just what That's just something that men do. They try to calculate the situation and try to make it better instead of just thinking about the emotional part of it. They just go straight for logic, but it's it's crazy. It's crazy to think about, man. Like, cause and it's not. There'll be times where it's not like you don't have anybody to talk to, but it's like you have that thought of, hey, they have their own shit going on, and I don't even want to talk about it anyway. So I don't even want to talk to anybody else about it. I kind of want to just sweep it under the rug, or like I kind of want to just see if I can deal with it myself. And that's not always the best case scenario, because once you do stuff like that, you kind of just making it worse for yourself. And it's like a pot boiling over, and once that pot starts overflowing, then you just lose it. Maybe you start breaking down in your room or something, or breaking down in an area where you don't even want to be in. um like, even maybe, like, just sitting there and just like, damn, like, this shit difficult. Maybe I need to talk to somebody, you know what I mean? And then that's when you actually, like, get to that point of, like, you start talking to people and you just kind of let it out. Maybe whether that's a therapist or family, friends, whatever. Like, if whoever you feel like you need to talk to, go talk to somebody. Because once you get to that point of boiling over, there are times where people give up on life when maybe, like, they had other options, but they felt like they didn't have other options. You know what I mean? And that's very unfortunate, because we've lost a lot of teenagers and kids off of those situations, and it's kind of why like bullying is like people who get bullied are really like that's really fucked up because I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes though, sometimes you need to put people in their place because if they too weird, then you gotta like, you know what I mean. But also, you want people to be themselves. But if they being weird, you gotta let them know. You know what I mean. But also, the people who bully people, it's like you gain nothing from that. You know. And 9 times out of 10, they're insecure with themselves. And sometimes, a lot of the times, it's just not necessary. Like that's why I never really like. I ain't really dabble into stuff like that. Like if I had, I never really had a problem with people in school. Like I was gonna be cool with anybody as long as you was cool. So I never was really like into that. Like, or if I seen, people was on dick, I'd be like, bro, chill. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But yeah, like it's very sad because at that time of being a preteen teen, emotions are all the way high in every category, and you're still learning how to balance them because you're getting them, and a lot of people manipulate that, and it still goes on now. Like even as adults, a lot of people get manipulated with their emotions, mentally and physically. You know what I mean? And it's like a Joker Harley Quinn situation. Probably not as bad, but same kind of concept. Just playing people, and it's not right. It's not right. It's a lot of the reasons why gang violence is a thing. Emotion. It's the same reason why you can't stop gambling. Emotion, your pride. You don't want to stop because you feel like you need to keep going. They killing each other because they sad because somebody is dying. Granted, there's other situations involving that too, but of course, if you see somebody that you really love a lot and you see them pass away from because somebody killed, somebody, got them out of here. Of course, you gonna be, you might have that thought in the back of your mind like, hey, I need to go get my revenge. While that might not be the best case scenario, a lot of people think off emotion, so emotions, they're pretty important, very important, bro, very important, very, very important. Mind you, I don't have a script or anything. This is just literally off the top of my mind. It's just crazy to think about. The world is very emotional right now. You can't have an opinion without somebody getting mad. Politics is such a big thing now because of the internet, and people get emotional because either you're left or you're right, or Democrat, Republican, or whatever. Like people emotionally judge people. It's like, why? Like, you're getting emotional for no reason. If you don't like this artist, somebody's sad. If you don't like this game, you don't like this, or if you like this or you like that, like, everybody has a problem with everything. Like, there's always gonna be somebody. Nobody can never just be chill no more. Like, everybody's just so amped up. Everybody feels like they have something wrong with them. Everybody feels like they have depression, anxiety, some type of mental condition or something, just when that ain't even the case. They just want somebody to feel for them when they're perfectly normal. And granted, a lot of mental health problems are probably more true now because the current state of the economy is at a low. I'll say that, man. School is hard. College is hard. Living is hard. Life is hard, man. and it's kind of just a game to see if you're gonna make it or not. Are you gonna keep going? You know, are you gonna keep going? That's why when people be like, "We living in the matrix. We living in the matrix," and I'm like, "Shit." I'm not gonna say you wrong, but like, if it is a case where a motherfucker is really just playing my character as a sim, at least buy some DLC to give me a better life or some shit. God damn. I ain't saying my life is terrible, but like, you could pay the extra DLC to hook me up. You know what I'm saying? Let me win the lottery or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Powerball or some shit. But yeah, yeah, it's just I just been thinking about it, man, and I wanted to talk to y'all about it. I feel like it's a very important thing in our society right now, especially with people spreading awareness to a lot of things. Um, and emotions are very much so a big part of why we act the way we do, why we are who we are, whether there's regular people, um, you know, your normal humans, because everybody's normal in a sense. Everybody's human. I'll say that everybody's human. You have your males, you have your females, they, them's, or whatever you want to be called. You know, everybody has their ups and downs in life, and you kind of just have to, you know, see it through. You know what I mean? Don't give up. I know there have been people who have been through a lot. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot. You know, and you have to persevere, bro. You can't just give up on life. Well, I won't say you can't, but try not to. Please, for your own sake, just try to be as strong as you can, because I understand that life is hard, and I may not understand what you've been through. I may not have gone through what you've been through, but I really hope that you can have a better life and everything works out. So I just want to say I love y'all, and if y'all have a point where y'all need to talk to somebody and y'all feel like y'all have an emotional support system, please talk to them, because you don't want to get to a point where you feel like you have nobody, and you go to a point where you want to end it all. So definitely talk to somebody, because life is hard, and at this point being being in that state is just not great. So I want to say I love y'all, and please talk to somebody. Please, family, um, you know, close friends. Maybe you need to talk to your significant other, or you know, the hotline, 1-800-273-8255. I only know that because the Logic song, but it's helpful. If you need help and you have options, please seek them out and use them. So, but I'm out, man. Love y'all. Peace.